And this is day one. Tonight, inside the world of championship skating, a world you've never seen. If you think it's tough at the top, wait till you see how it all begins.
I get up at 5:30 and then I skate at 6:15 to 7, and then I do the 7:30 session to 8:15, and then my coach takes me to school.
Lesson number one, always watch your back.
My friend, she got her skates stolen and all her dresses.
There were always people maybe trying to do something to their competitors' skates.
The cold, hard facts of growing up on ice. He's the heart of this African-American parish, part priest, part street fighter.
The gangbangers and the drug dealers are more organized than any of us in this room.
Meet Father Michael Pfleger, an unorthodox pastor with a congregation of crime fighters.
We're supposed to be going out there as an invading force, not some little wimps that sit up in church and talk about how good God is.
He walks the beat on the meanest of America's mean streets.
So there's solutions to America's crime problem right here.
Yeah, that's a solution. I'm the solution.
President Clinton thinks so too. Officer Kevin Jett, one man can make a difference. And they're screaming for Tony. Tony who?
Mr. Tony Bennett.
Stars in the night, blazing and light can't hold a candle.
He has the same charisma that a Mick Jagger had.
He's stepping out, this time with a new generation.
I'm 67, I'm on MTV.
And he's still cool after all these years.
From ABC News, Forrest Sawyer, Sheila McVicker, John Hockenberry, Michelle McQueen, John McKenzie, and Lloyd Kramer. This is Day One.
Just last week in his State of the Union address, President Clinton called on all Americans to take a stand against crime and violence. We begin tonight with the story of a man who started doing that a long time ago. You could call him a believer. He believes in God. He believes in himself. And he certainly believes that the individual has the power to make a difference. And what he's done to fight the crime crisis in one neighborhood can only be called remarkable. Sheila McVicker has the story.
Yes, a lot of people around here do not come out after dark because it's very dangerous.
So young men actually stand on the corners here and deliver dope.
There's been people shot, been people throat cut. It's just terrible.
They are the voices of a terrified silent majority, the hard-working, law-abiding people who live along 79th Street on Chicago's South Side, held hostage by crime. But for many, a beacon of hope towers over this neighborhood. The gospel music, the joyful prayers of St. Sabina's Church are the kind you can hear all over the African-American community on any Sunday morning.
Yes! Yes! How many came looking for something from God this morning? Well, you should expect it, because God's going to give it to you. God's going to give it to you.
But the preacher, well, he's not exactly what most people would expect.
Getting ready to anoint, getting ready to uproot, turn around, and make a brand new thing in the world. God is ready.
Father Michael Pfleger is a Catholic priest who grew up in an all-white neighborhood on Chicago's southwest side. But under a huge mural of a black Jesus, he's filled his church with the culture, even the inflection of the community he serves.
If your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your uncle, your grandmama, and your granddaddy, your best friend, and your homeboy say, I ain't going with you, are you willing to say that I'll go by myself, God, but I gotta go with you?
Father Pfleger is leading his flock on a mission.
In my belief, the #1 institution that has failed America is the church.
Does the church as an institution think that you're doing what they think you should be doing?
Probably in most cases they'd like to see me just kind of calm down and just kind of quiet down and just don't ruffle the boat. We're supposed to be going out there as an invading force, not some little wimps that sit up in church and talk about how good God is, now pray on it. We got to be about the business of the gospel right now. The gangbangers and the drug dealers are more organized than any of us in this room.
This is the other part of the gospel, according to Michael Pfleger, the power to reclaim neighborhoods from drugs and crime. This night, he's meeting with neighbors terrified by a crack house on their block.
And it is our responsibility to do it.
She said that they can't really do anything because they have children.
What have you done going door to door, talking to the families on that block and asking them to be concerned about the block they live in? What is it that allows 19 houses of people?
The message he repeats time and again: know your neighbors, call the police, and if it gets bad enough, even confront the drug dealers as a group.
Walk down to that 20th house and knock the door and say, listen, there's drugs being sold here. We are aware of it. We don't want this to happen on our block anymore. We're asking you to stop it, or we're not going to stop it until either you're arrested or you're evicted out of this house, but we're not going to tolerate it on such and such block anymore.
Some of these people, like that woman last night, really believed that if she took action, she might be risking her child.
But you know the crazy thing about that is, her child, every time he or she walks out of the house, is at risk. The fear is already there. Are we going to let that just totally take control? Or are we going to do something to try to eradicate the fear, remove it?
This house was riddled with bullets a couple months ago in a drive-by.
Automatic weapon?
Definitely.
Why are people scared? Just listen to Manuel Brown, a police community affairs officer, as he took us on a tour of Father Pfleger's neighborhood.
There are some gangbangers running over here.
There's something going on.
There they go. There they go. So you got two different gangs here. Somebody from the wrong gang crossed 79th Street, and they took his hat and his coat.
How old are those kids?
They're all between 14 and 17, and they get younger every day. Those two guys on the corner are lookouts.
One of the things that Father Pfleger talks about is to get out as a group and as a community to go to guys like those two lookouts and say, you know, you're not wanted here. Yeah.
Right, right. I think that's great.
That really has succeeded in moving them on?
It moves them on, but you also have to keep in mind that, you know, you move them for now. They return. So it's something that you can't do one time and think that the problem's over.
Father Pfleger has been fighting for this church and this neighborhood for almost 20 years. The pictures in his office are a testament to his commitment. An African-American child he adopted with permission from his bishop. A church leadership that barely tolerates his activism. Alongside photos of black leaders who embrace him. Among them, the Reverend Jesse Jackson.
He has torn down walls and built bridges, and has done so on issues that make a difference to a lot of people.
Save our children!
His neighborhood crusades have made him famous in Chicago, perhaps because he's more than willing to use the media to make a point.
And we know what goes on in here. We're telling you we're going to be checking this store randomly with children coming in here.
We don't sell no children,
This is vintage Mike Pfleger, inviting local TV cameras to come along as he confronts a store owner accused of selling liquor to kids.
Therefore, the problem continues, and our children continue to be victimized.
It was Father Pfleger's own sting operation, sending in kids to buy liquor and keeping it as evidence.
We have people who come in here on a daily basis monitoring the store.
He won another fight, this one to outlaw the sale of drug paraphernalia in Illinois.
And to end its saturation in the African-American Hispanic community.
And when he looked up and saw legal drugs being advertised, he went after liquor and cigarette billboards.
I remember going out one day and saying, let me count advertising around here. And there was 118 billboards in a 10-block radius advertising alcohol and tobacco, attractive to kids and attractive to children.
When the tobacco and liquor companies refused to remove the billboards, Father Pfleger and his supporters began painting them over. He was arrested and sent to trial.
We used a necessity defense saying that the evil being done by the billboards was a greater evil than the evil being done by the painting.
Now, as far as I recall, the Ten Commandments don't say anything about the defense of necessity.
Exactly, they really don't, but they also talk about justice and right and wrong. And somebody would say, well, breaking the law. Our country was founded on breaking the law. The Boston Tea Party broke the law.
A jury acquitted him of any wrongdoing. The liquor and tobacco companies have since backed down, and dozens of billboards have been removed. Crime and injustice weren't big concerns when Mike Pfleger was growing up, one of 2 children in an Irish-German working-class family.
I thought the world was wonderful. Everything was happy. Everybody seemed happy. Everybody went to work. Everybody had kids.
But when he was in junior high, Martin Luther King visited Chicago.
And I saw something that changed my whole life. Number one was I saw people in the crowd that I knew, screaming things and yelling things and throwing rocks. I never saw this, saw people like this, saw them like this.
I live in here! Get out of here! I live here! Niggers don't live here!
And then I saw Dr. King. And here was this man walking in this park with all these people screaming, yelling, hollering, and he was in control.
Oh, I've been hit so many times, I'm immune to it.
And I said, what is it about this man? And I started to read everything I could read on Martin Luther King. And I think that was the turning point of saying, I want to do that.
As a young priest in 1975, already with a reputation as a troublemaker, the Archdiocese sent him to St. Sabinus, a dying church in a decaying neighborhood.
Tell me what St. Sabina was like when you came here 19 years ago.
It was a European church placed in the middle of an all-black community.
There was no black Jesus on the wall.
Oh, no. There was no black pictures in the walls. And they told me when I came here that the church was probably going to close in about 3 years. And my thing was that the church there's no reason a church should ever close anywhere.
So Mike Pfleger began making changes, like introducing music with roots in the black community.
But in my church where I grew up, it was no surprise to hear Danny Boy. It was no surprise to have his bagpipes there for some special celebration, to have the priest talking about stories of Ireland. And so that culture was affirmed there. But how come we can't do that in other places? So I felt that that's the way to do here.
Like many in the neighborhood, Beverly Allen had stopped going to church. But word of Father Pfleger's Renaissance was spreading, so she reluctantly went to services.
And when I went, it was more than I had ever even dreamed what could really happen in a Catholic church. May I say, a Catholic black church.
Stop begging and playing and arguing and talking with the devil. Crush him. Resist him. Bind him. Rebuke him. Stab him and destroy him. Don't let Satan lie to you.
You said that your congregation, the people that come to your church, should not have to abandon their culture at the door. What about your culture?
It's interesting. I never felt I had to abandon me to come into the black community, but I felt that I was abandoned by the white community. You know, one of the most hurtful times in my life was I was sitting in a restaurant and having a mother and her daughter, who was about maybe 7 years old, 8 years old, come up and call me nigger lover and spit at me. You know, this is my life. This is where I shop. This is where I eat. This is the streets I walk down. This is my home.
So he keeps the pressure on local stores. Many that he says continue to sell liquor to minors.
Now, how many times do you think you've been in that shop?
In the last 5, 6 years?
Yeah.
Oh, 20, 30 times.
To many in this neighborhood, he's a hero. But his tactics have also earned him some vocal critics.
This is Chicago's Talk Radio.
I'm Don Wade. There's
Radio talk show host Don Wade dismisses the priest with a nickname.
Father Flaky, because he is flaky.
He's lambasted Father Pfleger with a bit he calls the God Squad.
Watch each week as Chicago priests, armed with 2 clerical collars and a high-caliber righteous indignation, clean up those neighborhoods. The God Squad.
And he can dance around in his ceremonies and express these views that the tobacco companies are evil and the liquor companies are evil as much as he wants. But what he has to do is get down to the basic message, and that is, you take charge of your life and say no.
He's not critic-proof. He's not a perfect servant. He's a public servant. But our down one tried to match him in his commitment to make a change. He has a spirit that endears people to him.
Oh, we're taking it back. Our marriages, our families, our neighborhood, our children, our children.
I'm not here to patronize. I'm not here to be savior. I'm not here to be on the great white horse. I'm here to see what I see is right and wrong and speak truth. And I think that goes beyond color. Nobody is going to change the major issues. It's a lot of somebody's doing something about it that transforms the world.
And Father Pfleger plans to keep busy. He's added a new project to his list of crusades. He says drug dealers and users are now buying grain alcohol to process crack cocaine. So he started a citywide effort to ban it from liquor stores.
Still to come on day one, they devote their young lives to one goal:
I know in my heart that I can be a champion when I want
to skate, to excel, to be just as good as she is. It's the world of Tonya Harding, seen through the eyes of the youngest skaters, the champions of tomorrow. When day one continues.
You know, finding the right pair of eyeglasses is a tough thing. At LensCrafters, I've got everything I need to help someone find a pair of eyeglasses that they'll really love. Whether it's lightweight lenses, comfortable fitting frames, it could be a specific shape, color, or certain price. Whatever my customers need.
There you go. Oh, no, that's a better fit.
Yeah. And we're LensCrafters. The glasses are ready in about an hour, so my customers go home happy.
Much lighter than I thought.
If I've made it easier to find the right pair, then I'm happy too.
LensCrafters, helping people see better, 1 hour at a time.
Introducing the all-new Ford Mustang. It is what it was, and more.
Gas. When bloating, pain, and pressure tie you in knots, don't make the antacid mistake. Take this little pill instead. Maximum Strength Phazine. There's more gas relief in one Phazine soft gel than in a whole bottle of regular Maalox. All this Maalox can't get rid of gas, but with the liquid medicine in just one Phazine, the gas is gone. Take Phazine, and the gas is gone.
Day one continues from New York with Forrest Sawyer.
America's national skating champion still doesn't know if she's going to skate in the Olympics. But Tonya Harding was out on the ice again today, working out for a competition she may never see. And tomorrow, her ex-husband Jeff Gillooly is expected to plead guilty to charges that he plotted the attack against Nancy Karrigan. The story of Tonya Harding and Nancy Karrigan has given us a glimpse past a world of glamour and into a world of brutal competition. Few people on the outside know what that world is like, but tonight, we're going to show you. We spent the last few days with young skaters, coaches, and parents who understand the enormous pressures to succeed when there's room for only one at the top.
Tonya, don't answer him. Don't answer him. Just let him go. Go.
Tonya Harding has taught us all that figure skating is a tough, no-nonsense business.
Table and a sign right there. You're going to get the sign.
Skating is my life. I mean, it's what I love to do. I've always loved to do it, and that's what keeps me going.
Thank you.
I know that I'm the best, and I know that I will do it, and no one's going to stop me because this is what I want. This is my dream.
Figure skating looks so beautiful and graceful, and it is. But it's very competitive. The girls are very tough. We're not so innocent. Oh, nice. It's not just Tonya Harding's the toughest girl. She's not. I mean, we're all tough.
That toughness starts in childhood. Every day, all across America, thousands of youngsters make the early morning trek to the skating rink.
usually takes me a long time to get woken up and stuff. And so I usually have to wake up at 3:30. And then I skate at 6:15 to 7, and then I do the 7:30 session to 8:15, and then my coach takes me to school, and then that's my day.
And in order to be successful, you have to be selfish.
She really is very poised for a 13-year-old.
I know in my heart that I can be a champion when I want to. When I want to go for it, then I'll do it.
I just seen a lot of skaters skate the Olympics, and it would be a dream come true to be in the Olympics. So. I have 2 spins, I don't know how many jumps, I have 2 doubles in it, and I have footwork, and I have spins.
You can't commit for 6 months. They have to understand it's a big, many-year commitment. It takes a long time to get to the top.
Use your legs. Hold it.
To get to the top, children leave home. Families move thousands of miles. Parents live apart, all so their youngsters have the best coaching and the best chance.
It's not uncommon to spend $10,000 to $20,000 a year. Dads take on extra work, moms take on extra jobs.
Hands up, Rach.
You give it all you got.
The children also pay a price.
I like to have friends and have them come over and spend the night, and we can have fun and play games. And sometimes I just can't do that because I have skating, and it kind of makes me mad.
Like, I had to sign special rules to have a boyfriend. I had to sign a contract saying that I would only go out on a date once a week. That was pretty embarrassing. I mean, I'm like, here, you're my boyfriend, sign my contract.
The girls quickly learn that winning is everything.
I want to be on best behavior. I don't want to be acting up around judges or anything. I want to look good. I want to skate for me, and I want to just think about me. You can't think about anybody else when you're under pressure.
I can't be nervous because if I'm nervous, I'll just freak out and I won't skate a good program. So I've got to concentrate on me and what I'm doing. I don't really concentrate on the other girls. I just don't really care about them. So.
High in the California mountains is the Ice Castle International Training Center, home away from home for Michelle Kwan, the 13-year-old who could be asked by the U.S. Olympic Committee to replace Tonya Harding on the team. It's a place where hundreds of other skaters come, hoping to be just as good.
I wonder if my parents, I wonder if sometimes they think that after putting all this money and effort into it that, oh yeah, she's gonna go to nationals, she's gonna win, she's gonna go to the Olympics and everything,
but they never say anything about it. It's just stuff you put on yourself because they're putting all this money into your sport, and you want to go out there and do your best.
And the rest of your family, they can't do what you're doing because all the money's gone towards you.
Yeah. Right.
They can't do anything. So they have to sacrifice a lot too.
Your friends don't understand. Your friends just have daily things, they get nervous before dance, and they don't understand. They don't understand. They don't understand the pressure.
Yeah.
Sometimes that we put on ourselves and stuff.
You have one competition to go out there and prove to everybody what you've been working for, and if you mess up, it's
that was your
only
chance.
Your year is gone.
Nice and strong coming out.
Among the lessons the young skaters learn is how to protect themselves from each other.
As a coach, I let them know that they have to always keep their skates with them, that you can't just believe that everybody is going to be trustworthy, because some things can happen, especially if you're talented, and people get jealous.
A couple years ago when I was skating, I had my boots sitting out by my bag, and right before my event I went over to put them on, and they were gone.
My friend, she got her skates stolen and all her dresses.
The music for their programs are on tape, and sometimes someone's tape will turn up missing and mysteriously appear 2 or 3 months later.
No, I really, unfortunately, think that
you know, the Olympics and everything has become so commercial, and there's so much money involved that I actually do think the priorities for some of the athletes have changed. You know, in the dark ages when everybody was supposed to be an amateur, you really had people competing for the love of the sport and for that, you know, that little gold medal or silver medal or bronze medal. And I think that's very much changed.
I was there in the locker room, and one of the girls came in and said Nancy was hurt. I don't know how to explain it. It was kind of in pain inside, knowing that something like that could really happen.
I don't know very much about what happened to Nancy, and all these people asking me, do you think Tonya should go to the Olympics? Do you think she could go to jail or anything like that? And like, I don't know.
It hurts so bad.
We talked about that some skaters are really nasty and they just do things wrong and then they say, oh, I wasn't involved in it.
It's sad. I don't know. It's sad that skating would come to this.
But it has. The attack made by Tonya Harding's supporters highlights a painful truth about today's sports world. The pressure to win can forge young skaters into champions, or it can squeeze them until they break.
This is my last chance. I ask only for your understanding and the opportunity to represent my country with the best figure skating performance of my life.
We should emphasize that Tonya Harding insists she is innocent of any wrongdoing. Today, the U.S. Figure Skating Association submitted Harding's name as part of the U.S. Winter Olympic team. They have until February 21st, that is 2 days before she's scheduled to compete, to decide whether she's going to stay on the team.
Still to come on day one.
It had to be you.
He's been singing his heart out for 45 years, but he's never been more in style.
I'm young, but I love your music.
That's great, thanks.
Tony Bennett, stepping out when day one continues.
Stepping out.
You're late. You want to call home, but something about that phone tells you using your card could be a problem. Are you going to get blocked? Are you going to get overcharged?
I think not.
Now there's a new way to get through. Just dial 1-800-CALL-ATT. It makes any card work from any phone, anytime. Try it now and save 20%.
Your true voice.
Nissan advertises their Altima as starting under $14,000. Yeah, but unlike the Oldsmobile Achieva Special Edition, that price doesn't include air, automatic, anti-lock brakes, AM/FM stereo, and floor mats. Things that can make an Altima finish just under 18 grand. The Achieva Special Edition with all that and more is only $13,995. Well, you could always split it with me. It's your money.
Conrad.
Room 801.
Once they were in love with butter, but cholesterol closed the door on their dreams until...
William.
May I serve you?
I can't believe it's not butter.
I Can't Believe It's Not Butter is the first spread flavored with real sweet cream buttermilk for a fresh butter taste, but without the cholesterol.
Now nothing can disturb our love.
I Can't Believe It's Not Butter, the taste you love without the cholesterol.
Tomorrow, an exclusive interview with the outspoken suicide doctor, Jack Kevorkian.
Also, the winners and losers on late night TV, plus actress Julie Kavner.
And the latest on Tonya Harding on Good Morning America tomorrow.
Now an update on a day one investigation from last November 15th, a story we called Killer Fog. Tonight, there's more. Our investigation focused on a dangerously thick fog that sometimes covers a stretch of interstate highway in Tennessee. In December of 1990, it caused this 99 vehicle pileup.
I was in a tremendous fog that I've never seen before, and then just all of a sudden I hit something.
13, I can hear the vehicles slamming into each other. We're going to have a multi-pileup here.
12 people were killed, 42 were injured. The victims were convinced that emissions from the local paper mill called Bowater helped create the killer fog, and they filed 44 different lawsuits. Bowater denies it was at fault, but just over a week ago, the company agreed to a $10 million out-of-court settlement. Its insurance company said it was cheaper to settle than to fight the case in court. And here's an update on a court case Lloyd Kramer told you about in Bergen County, New Jersey. It's about Taro the death row dog. Taro was sentenced to death after he injured a 10-year-old girl on Christmas Day, 1990. Taro's owners said he just scratched her lip by accident, and their battle to save the dog ultimately rang up more than $100,000 in court costs and turned a canine into a cause célèbre. By last week, New Jersey's new governor, Christy Whitman, had had enough. She decreed that exile, not death, would be Taro's fate.
Let's move on and move Taro out.
She said Taro could live if his owners found him a home in another state.
Day one will continue after this from our ABC station.
What if the government exploded atomic bombs in your backyard and said there was no danger? It happened to them. Peter Jennings reports on what may be the largest cover-up in U.S. history. From ABC News, Turning Point, Wednesday at 10, 9 Central.
If you want to know where Tony Bennett has been recently, you might want to ask your children. At the age of 67, he is MTV's hottest and coolest new star. He's been at the top of the jazz charts for at least 7 weeks, and he has just been nominated for another Grammy Award. And what's more, Tony Bennett, the singer's singer, is still working to perfect his craft. John McKenzie learned that even after all these years, this man takes nothing for granted, which may be his secret.
Are you nervous now?
It's not nervousness. It's what do you call it? It's
Butterflies?
It's the butterflies. It's just like I hope the audience likes it. I hope the lights work, and I hope I remember all the words.
Tony Bennett still has many of the same worries he had when he took his first walk on stage 45 years ago.
Mr. Bennett, we're standing by.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a good one.
Warm welcome, 1993 Grammy Award winner, Mr. Tony Bennett.
Tonight, it's Dallas, and the Majestic Theater is sold out. And those worries melt as yet another audience embraces one of the longest-running acts in show business.
You and your glance makes this romance too hot to handle. Stars in the night blazing, their light can't hold a candle.
How does that feel for you to be on stage and to know you've got it, you did it well, you hit it?
It's better than sex. Oh, devil moon deep in your eyes blinds me. 'Cause 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 'cause
love.
Isn't that great? I'm supposed to hate this, right? I'm not supposed to like this. You have to be drunk. You have to be drunk not to like this. Okay.
Bennett has been on and off the charts, but always on the road. Last year, he traveled to 250 concerts, fueled by a new wave of popularity, a new generation of fans, some as young as his 4 grandchildren.
All right. It had to be you. It had to be you. I wandered around, finally found somebody who...
He was born and raised in New York City. Back then, he was Anthony Benedetto, the son of struggling Italian immigrants. At 16, he got his first break at this restaurant in Astoria, Queens.
You were a waiter? I was a waiter.
A singing waiter?
$15 plus tips. I'd walk over to the tables. I'd say, what songs would you like to hear? You know, well, My Gal Sal. Like the My Gal Sal, okay. Let Me Call You Sweetheart. And I'd come right on the stage this way. And, you know, I'd say, let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. I really can't impress on you how I felt. I said, if I never make it, I want to do this the rest of my life.
He gave her nothing, she gave him all. And even when he had his back...
It was Bob Hope who discovered him in a nightclub and turned Anthony Benedetto into Tony Bennett. By the early 50s, Bennett had a string of hit records and forged a distinctive style that made him a teen idol.
True blue.
What would you say makes Tony Bennett different, separates him from the rest of the pack?
He gets into the meaning of the lyric. That's the lyrical part of it.
Ralph Sharon has been Bennett's musical arranger for nearly 30 years.
And then there's the other part of actually singing the song, the way he's phrasing it. And his phrasing is very much his own style. He doesn't sound like anybody else.
I don't even know why, but I'll get hung up on one word sometimes, the word if. Instead of saying, if I love again, I'll say, if I love again. See, it makes you think, why is he saying if? You know, I sense the audience might say, and he's just saying if. And it makes, all of a sudden you become a storyteller instead of just singing a song. It's that beat that's empty, where there's nothing, that makes the public participate. I concentrate and concentrate whenever skies look gray to me and trouble begins to brew. It's the phrasing, the timing, what to leave out, what to put in. It's the same way with painting. I concentrate on you.
Bennett is also an artist of another sort, an accomplished painter whose works often sell for thousands of dollars. He paints or draws every day, in his hotel room in San Francisco, in this restaurant in Dallas.
There it is.
Pretty good.
Thank you.
You want to do a PBS show? You know, they have the guy with the paintbrush.
Yeah, right.
He can do a painting in half
He's
an
very
hour.
relaxing, that guy.
Do you watch that?
Yeah.
At one point, he even considered sketching while singing on stage.
Which would suffer, the drawing or the singing?
The audience. I left my heart in San Francisco.
For some people, there is only one Tony Bennett song.
High on a hill.
32 years ago, Bennett was appearing at the Fairmont Hotel here when he tried out a new song.
The minute I sang it at rehearsal, everybody came running up at rehearsal to the stage and they said, you have to record that. So we thought it was going to be a local song. We had no idea it would ever become an international song.
Bennett's signature song won him 2 Grammy Awards. And for fans around the world, this one piece of music forever linked this singer with this city. Soon after this song was a hit, the music world changed forever as rock and roll took over the charts. Record companies began to see Tony Bennett as hopelessly out of style, and he lost his recording contract.
But then when the beginning of the rock era came in, you know, people come up to me and say they wanted me to sing like Janis Joplin. So I said, you do it. And I just took a 10-year hiatus.
He eventually moved to England, where he produced 3 lush albums that never sold. Back in this country, he tried forming his own record label, which folded when he couldn't get a distributor. But there were some people in the industry who never lost faith.
Tony Bennett will never be out of fashion because it's not about that. It's like a Tiffany diamond. It doesn't go out of fashion. You can put it in a different setting if you'd like.
Bennett's most devoted fan is his manager, who also happens to be his son, Danny. 15 years ago, when things were at their worst, his son took control of his career.
I mean, maybe that's what it is. I said, let me deal with the setting, but let's keep the diamond the same.
So what did you do with the setting?
Well, I went after things that one would not traditionally go after, things that people are normally afraid of.
The strategy was to introduce Bennett, he's the one in the top hat, to a new generation by placing this grandfather in a variety of offbeat settings, like last year's MTV Awards, where he appeared with the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Did you ever go back to Danny and say, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I did. I said, what's happening? What are you doing here? Like,
I'm your father. What are you doing to me?
Right, exactly. You know. But believe me, it worked. I'm 67. I'm on MTV. It's the first guy since the inception of MTV that someone 67 is on MTV.
And this is the video they're playing. Tony Bennett is cool again. He's got a new, younger audience, and he's done it without changing his act. His latest album, Stepping Out, features Fred Astaire songs made popular more than 40 years ago.
At MTV, not one person says, hey, Tony, can we ask you a question? What are you doing here? Not one person. They're like, hey, Tony, how's the new album? Tell us about the new album. And there you go.
Well, he knew that the young people are hip. With a guy like me, I didn't think they were hip. I thought they didn't have any idea of what was happening.
Heard you earlier today. It sounded great.
He knew that they liked honesty and they liked someone that wasn't a phony. So he knew that that was my audience.
Have fun tonight.
Hey, thanks.
I'm young, but I love your music.
That's great. Thanks.
Perhaps the biggest leap of all was when Danny Bennett started booking his father on a series of rock concerts, on the same bill as groups like the Lemonheads and Porno for Pyros.
You're gonna make my mother so amazed.
All right, okay. I said, wait a minute, now this is going a little too far. I said, if I go on there, I'm gonna do it. I always do it. Don't have me get a synthesized guitar or something, you know, none of that. And I was shocked as to how it worked.
How's my hair?
They're already shouting, Tony. I know. It's great, isn't it? Wild, but it is.
It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce to you, from Live 105, Mr. Tony Bennett.
Yes, I wanna cry, wanna croon, I wanna laugh like a loon. It's that old devil moon deep in your eyes.
After Tony Bennett appears at his 10th, 20th, 30th rock concert, are people going to say, okay, we've seen that?
No, because when they're sitting there and Tony Bennett's singing Old Devil Moon and he's holding a note, the kids are going, wow, look at him hold that note for 8 bars. All of a sudden, it's 12 bars. It's 16 bars. They're up on their feet, their fists are in the air.
He got an encore at the last show like this. I mean, they call for it. Who got the encore? Tony Bennett, you know what I mean? So
he has the same charisma that a Mick Jagger has, even if it's different on a superficial level. It's a soul.
You'd never know it, buddy, I'm a poet, and I got a lot of things to say.
What's going through your mind? You're on stage and you're 18, 19-year-olds jumping up and down, screaming, Tony, Tony.
Well, that was the thrill of my life. I mean, that's what you hope for. That's something I never expected. Take it, Ralph. I'll tell you, I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's the best I've ever felt in my life.
And Tony Bennett is just getting warmed up. Listen to this. He has exactly 5 days off the entire month of February, and those are travel days. And he's booked all the way through 1995.
Still to come on day one. What did this cop do to catch the president's attention?
I'd like to ask him to stand up and...
We're so proud of you.
The story of Officer Kevin Jett when day one continues.
Some people get nasal congestion, but if you get sinus congestion, use a sinus spray like Sinex. Only Sinex has a decongestant plus Vicks Vapors, so you can feel your swollen passages open up. For sinus, think Sinex.
Cascade Powder gets dishes virtually spotless.
So does new Palmolive Ultra, but it has powerful enzymes. Cascade doesn't. Enzymes mean Palmolive Ultra gets off the dried-on oatmeal. Cascade didn't.
Oatmeal, yes, but virtually no spots.
And Palmolive Ultra is concentrated. Cascade isn't.
But it gets off spots. Any kind of spots.
Any kind? Hey, new Palmolive Ultra. You can see the difference.
Want a really nutritious cereal? You should be eating Kellogg's Complete Bran Flakes.
The usual, please.
Complete Bran Flakes has twice the fiber of that cereal.
I'll try that one.
Kellogg's Complete Bran Flakes has twice the vitamins and minerals. The only one with high fiber plus 14 vitamins and minerals, including beta-carotene.
I'll have Complete Bran Flakes.
High fiber plus vitamins and minerals. Kellogg's Complete Bran Flakes.
Before I started putting the adhesive on, the Super Polygrip, I couldn't eat the heroes. I couldn't eat the apples. I couldn't eat the nuts. Now that I wear the dentures with Super Polygrip, I can eat more of my favorite foods and not worry about my dentures. I just eat and enjoy it.
Thursday on Missing Persons, Valerie Harper guest stars.
We got history.
Now, Ray's former partner needs a second chance.
You know what everybody's gonna think.
Missing Persons. Then on Matlock, a book thief is framed for murder.
He did turn you in for stealing those books.
I didn't do this one, Ben. I'll never get you off.
Matlock after Missing Persons, Thursday.
From the legends of the sport to the reigning champions, over 35 Olympic gold medalists share the ice in the IBM Skates of Gold. Saturday night on ABC.
We began tonight's broadcast with the story of a priest, Father Michael Pfleger, who believes that individuals can make a difference in the fight against crime. We're going to close with another man who believes the same thing, only this guy's a cop. He's an officer who has made a huge impact on one tough neighborhood, and he got some national attention for it just last week during the President's State of the Union address. In our continuing look at America's crime crisis, John Hockenberry has the story of Kevin Jett.
In the 5-2 precinct in the Bronx, everybody knows the cop on the beat.
A brave young detective, Kevin Jett, whose beat is 8 square blocks in one of the toughest neighborhoods in New York. Every day he restores some sanity and safety and a sense of values and connection to the people whose lives he protects. I'd like to ask him to stand up and be recognized tonight. Thank you, sir.
Politicians hungry for quick solutions to America's crime problem are taking a look at community policing. It's an idea that's finally come to Washington. While other officers plan drug busts and sting operations behind the scenes, cops like Kevin Jett are assigned out front. He's a problem solver, a patient listener. Behind the NYPD badge, Kevin Jett is the emblem of a neighborhood trying to save itself.
He said, that's my place. I know him. I know him.
He's become a local celebrity.
Congratulations! We're so proud of you. You don't know.
They were all watching him on television last week, but they are all glad he's back home, like Silvio over at Silvio's Pizza.
Everybody sees what he's doing and everybody else gets involved also. You'd be surprised how many people actually come up to him and give him information and everything just because they know him.
People giving him information.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Who's he working for? You or for the NYPD?
Both.
Working for the neighborhood means watching and learning. There are 12,000 people to protect here. Families, kids, shop owners, the people most often the targets of urban criminals.
So are there solutions to America's crime problem right here?
Yeah, there's solutions. I'm the solution. I'm one of the solutions.
Kevin Jett hasn't solved every problem in this neighborhood, but since he showed up and began doing things his way, 24 robberies over 2 months have become just 6. 24 burglaries are down to 5. In the last year, violent crime has dropped 35% in the 5-2 precinct. Some of the neighbors will tell you it used to be like Beirut around here. Glenn Tucker sometimes worries about his friend in the blue uniform.
Is he tough enough for these streets?
Sure. You gotta have a little bit of mean streak in you to be in the street like this.
You have to be tough on the job.
Right, but I have to also be sensitive. You have to be able to turn it on and off like a faucet.
You know, a lot of the talk about crime in America is not compassion, it's not being sensitive, it's not knowing the people on the street and having a relationship. It's lock them up, build more prisons. Let's get them off the street. Let's be tough. Let's crack down.
Right, let's get tough. Let's crack down. But at the same time, you have to show sensitivity to that victim of that crime. You have to show sensitivity to the good people in the neighborhoods that crime is happening in. So, yes, get tough, but still show sensitivity and compassion to those that need it and warrant it.
Before Jett gets tough, he gets information about what goes on here. Information you can't pick up from inside a patrol car. This doorway, 2682 Valentine. Like every address in the neighborhood, it has a story. In this case, the story is drugs.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
The owner knows the drug dealers in and around his building are driving away his tenants. He goes to Detective Jett for help.
It's getting out of hand over there. And if the precinct can't do nothing, I have to take further steps.
No, I'm going to take care of it.
Detective Jett makes a promise. He talks to his lieutenant. The building will be targeted for cleanup, and it's on to the next thing.
I had a principal of a neighborhood school call me up once, and he had a problem, and he wanted to deal with Kevin. They want to deal with their beat officer. He thought Kevin was the only one who could handle his problem.
I'm here as a cheerleader, really, to cheer y'all on to better and bigger things. Now that you're graduating, remember always where you come from. Always be proud of your heritage. Never be ashamed of your background.
Kids look up to cops?
They can reach out and touch Officer Jett on B12, and that's why they look up to me. They don't see me going around shooting people and all. They see me caring and speaking to them in their class, giving them quarters, playing pinball with them.
Detective Kevin Jett calls himself a cheerleader. He gives speeches. He hands out quarters to kids. What's the answer to crime in America? Whatever it takes.
One cop working with the people and working with all his resources can make a difference.
We'll be back in just a moment.
The makers of Dimetap Extend Tabs advise you this could be the worst cold and flu season in 11 years.
My sneezing and nasal congestion can get horrible. My husband, who's a doctor, can give me anything, but he recommends Dimetap Extend Tabs.
12-hour Extend Tabs relieve even your worst nasal congestion, runny nose, and sneezing.
Dimetap is strong medicine.
Doctors have recommended the Dimetap brand over 200 million times for their families and yours.
The doctor in this house trusts Dimetap.
A brain inside a head in Ohio is studied by a surgeon in Tokyo. A mother's face in France appears on a telephone in New York. A virtual journey to any moment in time. The possibilities are endless.
Andre and Michelle are falling in love with America in their Park Avenue Ultra. They love the stopping power of Ultra's anti-lock brakes. They love the security of Ultra's dual airbags. And they have warm feelings about Ultra's available heated driver's seat. It's going to be a wonderful tour. Andre and Michelle are in love with a car that's as good as its name. Ultra from Buick, the new symbol for quality in America.
Growing up today isn't easy, and kids need all the help they can get from adults.
Want to play?
Aw, come on. I volunteer as a coach because I know it helps. The kids feel good about themselves, and they're learning a lot more than just basketball.
Hey, everybody over here!
Every kid counts, so find a child you can help and reach out.
Next practice is Tuesday. Can you make it?
Yeah.
There are many ways to put children first. Help them learn and keep on learning.
90210's Jenny Garth is an abused wife. I own you. Who finally fights back. Will the system punish her or protect her? Based on a true story. Lies of the Heart. Next, parental discretion advised.
If you think eating fish is healthy, don't miss our major undercover investigation. We sent hidden cameras to fish markets across America. You won't believe what we found.
We were told to pick out the worms.
Before you pick up the catch of the day, catch Primetime Thursday.
A couple of program notes tonight. This Wednesday at 10 Eastern Time, there will be an ABC News special, Turning Point, Cover Up at Ground Zero with Peter Jennings. The story of people exposed to radiation from atomic testing and how the government covered up what really happened to them. And later tonight on Nightline, how Los Angeles is reinventing its image 2 weeks after the earthquake. That's Nightline after your late local news. But that's our broadcast for tonight. We will be back in 2 weeks with another edition of Day One. Until then, from all of us here at ABC News, I'm Forrest Sawyer. Good night.
For a transcript, please send $7 to Journal Graphics, 1535 Grant Street, Denver, Colorado, 80203.
Presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source.
The American Broadcasting Company. ABC.